Hello internet and welcome back to the most inquisitive channel on YouTube, Life's Biggest Questions, the place where we use one fictional serial killer to capture another fictional serial killer, and we wonder if two rights actually really do make a wrong. What's going on, guys? As per usual, I'll be your host Jack Finch as we tuck into that wonderful plate of food made of fava beans and, oh, what's that? And curiously ask the question, what if Hannibal Lecter was real? Hello Clarice. Sorry, roll the clip.
It is important, she always used to say, always to try new things. Open up.
Well, it really does depend on what those new things entail, doesn't it, Dr. Lecter? Because I'm pretty sure you just inadvertently created a child cannibal, and well, where the hell is that kid's parents? Never mind not taking candy from strangers, I think it goes without saying that you should never, ever take an FBI agent's cooked brain from them. Sheesh. Before we jump into that though, you know the drill by now. If you're a fan of this video, Hannibal Lecter, Thomas Harris, or just LBQ in general, then be a dear and hit that thumbs up button as well as that subscribe bell so you can stay up to date with our latest and greatest uploads. Also, if you're feeling particularly gregarious, then why don't you go ahead and share this video with a friend, because, you know, friendship is magic, especially when it pertains to cannibalistic psychopathic serial killers, right? Hannibal Lecter. Well, where do we even begin? Like the Chucky doll question a few days back, there's much more to this question than meets the eye, because if we ask the question, what if Hannibal Lecter was real, the simple answer is he was. Hannibal Lecter was first introduced in the 1981 thriller novel Red Dragon, written and created by Thomas Harris, a crime author who would dedicate his life's work to the series of suspense novels that surround the Lecter story. Little is known about the personal life of Thomas Harris, as he avoids publicity and hasn't given a press interview since 1976, which is pretty impressive actually. But also it's that much more important given the fact that little is known about the inner workings of the original Hannibal Lecter story. Red Dragon is possibly the best insight into the mind of Dr. Hannibal Lecter, and the very firmly stated fact that he does not fit any known psychological profile. In the novel, the lead protagonist Will Graham claims that Lecter has zero conscience and tortured animals as a child, two very common traits of sociopathic killers, but does not exhibit any other criteria traditionally associated with sociopathy. Graham goes on to explain that Lecter is referred to as a sociopath by psychiatrists because they don't know what else to call him. Simple as that. But did anyone like that ever really exist? Thomas Harris, the author of the Lecter series, agrees that they did, and he can go one better. He can tell us his name. In 2013, after the 25th anniversary edition of The Silence of the Lambs was released, Thomas Harris left an updated introduction to the classic novel. In it, he finally revealed, after a quarter of a century, that Hannibal Lecter was based on an actual doctor, much to the surprise and chagrin of horror and literature fans alike. A surgeon from Mexico by the name of Alfredo Trevino, who was convicted of murdering and then chopping up his boyfriend Jesus Castillo Rangel. Although details of the murderer's motives are sketchy at best, there were several accounts as to why Dr. Trevino went on to kill his boyfriend in such a brutal manner. Reportedly, the pair had known each other since high school, and Jesus had worked for the doctor before allegedly coming into conflict with the relationship. Some say that Jesus had attacked his lover when he told Trevino that he was leaving him. Others say that he'd owed the doctor money and refused to pay it back, which resulted in him attacking the doctor with a screwdriver. The one thing that is certain though is that Jesus died at the hands of Dr. Trevino in a brutal and calculated manner that would first give rise to the Hannibal Lecter story. According to a police report, Dr. Trevino had injected a muscle-numbing drug into his lover's body before dragging him to a bathtub and slitting his throat with a scalpel. He then drained all of the blood from his body and began methodically slicing up Jesus' body, after which he stuffed the tiny morsels of bone and flesh into a medical waste box. Afterwards, Dr. Trevino drove the box to a relative's farm, where he coerced a farmhand into helping him bury the box, assuring him that it contained medical waste and nothing was amiss. Well, of course, although the origin of Dr. Hannibal Lecter is real, no one can be as machine-like and psychologically thorough as the fictional character himself, and Dr. Trevino was caught, convicted of murder, and sentenced to death in a Mexican prison. This is where Thomas Harris met the man, the real-life Hannibal Lecter on death row, who went on to inspire his series of novels. There, he described Trevino as a man with a certain elegance about him, although he later went on to discuss methods of torture and murder murder, with the author ridiculing him for his lack of medical knowledge. Because that's what Hannibal Lecter really is. He's two sides of the same coin, dark and light, captured by the inspiration of a mortal man. As Mads Mikkelsen described him when undertaking the role for the TV adaptation, Hannibal Lecter is the traditional Satan, Lucifer, a fallen angel, enamored with mankind and fascinated with who we are as a people. But he does not belong amongst us. Hannibal Lecter is real in the sense that he's based upon a very real man. But he's also real in the sense that our constant exploration of the human psyche is ever changing and constantly coughing up new ways of looking at the world. With all the recent talk of sociopathy and the normalization of antisocial tendencies, the work of Thomas Harris are an uncanny reflection of the times that we live in. And like always, Dr. Hannibal Lecter was one step ahead. Well, unfortunately, that's all we've got time for in today's video, folks. Speak your mind in the comment box down below. If you're a fan of this video, then be a dear and hit that thumbs up button, as well as that subscribe bell so you can stay up to date with our latest and greatest uploads. Cheers for stopping by, and to continue on with your questioning binge, make sure to hit that playlist floating shortly above. As per usual, I've been your host, Jack Finch. You've been watching Life's Biggest Questions, and until next time, well, you take it easy.